That's a nice dark green. Be okay for that. And look how rough I'm doing it. Because I'm not concerned, like I said before, about the actual drawing. This is all going to vanish in the end. The drawing's no longer going to be there, just going to see traces of it. But if I was really looking at drawing, I'd be doing something different. There's a bit of improvisation about this. You don't really know, like I said before, where it's going to end. And that's the interesting bit. You know, art is about allowing mistakes. You know, there's some that you leave, some that you rub out. And those decisions are the important ones. What mistakes to keep in the end? Or what accidents to keep, rather. See, my arms now is beginning to tire because I'm painting so vigorously. Drawing rather. Okay, bit of yellow, warm yellow for that bit, you know, scorched by the sun. A bit over there, we'll just see how it actually adds to the painting in the end, I don't know. And once this is done and dry, you can always add to it. So there's no contract binding you to what you're doing. If I don't like this, and this happens a lot when I'm finished, I'll probably just, you know, paint over it and start again. Which is what I meant about the whites or the canvas. Nothing venture, nothing gain. But at the end of the day, you don't lose anything if you don't end up with the result you want. You just paint it with white emulsion and off you go again. Okay, let's go down to the next process. See how that... This is the interesting bit now. See what happens. Okay, now we're going to start the painting process. Basically, water on the canvas. Paintbrushes. I mean, these are the cheapest you can find. Most art stores in Jib have these. They're very cheap. Obviously, if you're going to be using oil, acrylics, depending on what you're trying to do, then you can invest in a more expensive equipment. For what it is, I'm just going to press hard and I'm going to ruin it. So cheap. At the end of the day, the painting is not a reflection of the materials you're using. Don't think that because your friend has a more expensive set, he's going to do better artwork. He probably won't. It's all in up there. Okay, let's see what happens now. Let's start with an area that's, I don't know. You see? Ah, that's interesting. See, that reminds me of Japanese painting. See how the colours blend? And you start getting really interesting effects. Obviously, this will get more severe as we progress. But again, freedom. And see these drops? That's what I really enjoy. People might think, what a mess, que pastiza, es una porquería. Actually, that brings me to another subject. People say things like, eso lo hago yo. Or, you know, my 5-year-old son can do that. So what? Maybe the idea is more important than the actual end result. At the end of the day, yes, your son might be able to do it. So what? Let him do it. But you don't judge a painting by, you know, how easy or difficult it is to do. This is becoming interesting now. You see all those colours merging purely and absolutely accidentally. I'm just assisting it by choosing which lines to actually go over. But look at that now. Maybe, you know, splash a bit of water and even maybe sponge it now. Again, this is why this is a program on contemporary art. There's no inhibitions here. Now tell me, anyone can do this at home and end up with something quite interesting. And worst case scenario, they probably had loads of fun while they were doing it, which is what it's all about. And you can then always go over it with acrylic or you know, thicker paint. But I'm really interested in the drips now. That's where I'm going. And they're now beginning to accumulate. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to go over some, but then some more will appear. So, I really enjoy this. This for me is fun. No worries about trying to get it perfect and how well one can draw or well doesn't draw. At the end of the day, it's just having fun and expressing yourself and enjoying the moment. This is what this program is about. Demystifying art. Why should it always be about perfection, about getting things like they're supposed to be? Like a friend of mine always tells me, ¿Qué estoy supuesto ver ahí? What am I supposed to see there? You know, imagine if you're listening to a piece of music and someone says, what am I supposed to feel? What do you mean, what am I supposed to feel? What you feel, you feel. Excuse me, I'm going to get a thicker brush. Getting carried away now. This is the fun bit. You feel what you feel, so you're not supposed to see anything here. It's just you either get it or you don't. It's in you or it isn't, but it's fun. Look at those strips. Ah, great. How the colours start to mix. Obviously, you can't do this at home. So, I mean, your wife, parents, or whatever would probably go crazy. Which is why I've got this poxy, horrible studio. It's such a big mess. But for me, it's what I do here that matters, not the cleanliness of it or the tidiness. I'm now really in a different, I don't know, in a different world. Maybe I'm just transposed somewhere else. Dimension is probably the word, yeah. Then you can add to it. You know, now even just see what the drips do, where they take you. I'm sure kids, Andrew, kids really understand this. Youngsters, they're not so prejudiced about what people my age are prejudiced by. You know, que bien pinta, que bien, parece una foto. I hate that. Parece una foto. Why? Why does it have to look like a photograph? Then, you know, you take a photograph. And this is now, look, it's becoming interesting. It reminds me of a Japanese print. The actual Zen bit, you know, and actually there's a lot of Zen in this. The strokes become Zen-like. And if you look at that, and we can zoom in there, okay, that alone becomes an abstract painting. Any section within this painting becomes an abstract painting. Any section you choose can work on its own. That's what abstract art is all about. Obviously, when I do that, I ruin some of the drops, so I'm going to put more water in. With that one, I'm just going to splash. You know, even, why not? Ha! So what? Who says I can't do it? Still looks good. And going back to the beginning, I might spoil it. If I carry on, it might get to a point where it goes and I lose it. Doesn't matter. I can bring it back again. I go over it again, start bringing things into line again. Well, I really enjoy doing this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We have now reached this stage. By no means finalized. You can now add on to it, take away anything you want. The important thing and the lesson learned today, have fun, let yourself go and lose the fear. Lose the fear of trying to copy something, of I can't do it. Have fun. It was quick and we've enjoyed it, and then we can always retouch it and improve it. Have fun. See you next week.